Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. Well, news an American rate cut soon suddenly looks more likely. In Washington, US Fed Chairman Powell is testifying before Congress. His remarks are being taken that the Fed will do whatever necessary to push back against the economic slowdown underway, and that means markets see a rate cut, probably at the August 1st meeting. Equities are rising on Wall Street, and the US dollar is falling. Powell also said Facebook's crypto project raises concerns and can't be allowed to proceed without changes. And he said he will not quit if the US president tries to force him to. He fully intends to serve out his 4-year term. At the same time, the Fed released the minutes of its June meeting. That shows there is disagreement that a rate cut is necessary at this time. And the Bank of Canada reviewed its policy rate overnight and left it unchanged at 1.75%. This was the expected result, but it did bump up its growth forecast for the next 3 years, which wasn't expected. They now see inflation there at about 2%. In the trade war negotiation, the new word is that China has instructed its tech firms not to buy from US suppliers when the US changes its rules to allow such purchases again. And staying in China, their inflation rate held unchanged at 2.7% as expected, as food prices, especially fruit and pork, kept it elevated. Fruit prices are at a decade high. But the surprise was that producer prices slipped to be unchanged from a year ago. We haven't seen this in almost 3 years and signals their industry is struggling with soft demand. On Tuesday, we noted that in Australia that the NAB Business Confidence Index fell sharply, giving up its post-election gains. Now the Westpac Consumer Sentiment Index is also down sharply. The drop has been called troubling because it comes despite 2 RBA cuts and a re-elected government's $158 billion tax cut package. Consumer confidence is now at a 2-year low in the lucky country. The US Treasury 10-year yield is unchanged at 2.06% after being a little higher earlier. And gold is up $17 overnight to $1,415 an ounce. US oil prices are sharply higher again today as well, up $2.50 a barrel. They're now just over $60 a barrel, and the Brent benchmark is up too at $66.50 a barrel. US producers are shutting down in the Gulf of Mexico ahead of a storm, and US inventories came in lower than expected last week. The Kiwi dollar is half a cent firmer now at just above 66.5 US cents. On the cross rates, we're marginally firmer again, now at 95.5 Australian cents. And against the euro, we're up as well to 59.1 euro cents. That puts the trade-weighted index just on 71.4. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.